You wake up one morning and look in the mirror, and you don't see the man you thought you were. You see the one who's tried to win attention, tried to do the right things, but still gets passed over. You've done the gym, the work, the self-improvement. You've said the right words. You've shown up. You've taken action. And yet you still feel the same. Overlooked, undervalued, frustrated. That image of sitting at a bar, hearing laughter around you, seeing other men get the looks, the smiles, while you sip your drink and feel invisible is not a failure of your body or your looks. It's not a failure of your charm. It's a failure of a game you didn't know you were playing, a game that has hidden rules, rules most men never discover. And the moment you do, everything changes. Because the truth is this: influence, attraction, power in relationships. It isn't just about what you do, it's about what you are. It's the underlayer beneath your moves, the mood behind your presence, the unspoken frame. And if you don't understand it, you'll keep playing the visible game while others win the invisible one. I'm Selvostre, and today you're going to learn 5 hidden rules built on clean, surgical psychology, deep, raw, unapologetic, so you can step out of being overlooked and into being the man who holds the frame, the man who doesn't chase, the man who's sought. Let's start. Rule 1. Your silence is your signature. When you speak too early, you give away your power. You lay your cards on the table. You become predictable. Women sense this. People sense it. They feel the energy shift from "I'm offering" to "I'm needy." The first rule says, cultivate silence. A quiet that suggests respect, not desperation. A calm that says you're comfortable beyond her reaction, beyond her approval. Picture this: you're at a gathering. A woman you're interested in edges toward your circle. Instead of launching into talk, you simply listen. You let the energy flow. Her curiosity kicks in. Why isn't he trying harder? Why isn't he chasing? That question creates the magnetism. This isn't manipulation in the cheap sense. It's self-control, detachment, power. In psychology, people who operate with high Machiavellian traits often show this kind of strategic restraint. They know when to speak, when to stay quiet, when to weigh others' moves. Here's your exercise. Next time you meet someone you're interested in, restrict yourself to 2 sentences in the first 3 minutes. Listen more than you speak. Let the silence ask the question. Rule 2. Your value must be invisible before it's visible. Value isn't shown by bragging. Value is felt by absence and presence. It's in the way you live, not the things you say. It's the man who could be anywhere else, who chooses to be here. That choice is magnetic. That choice speaks louder than any compliment. Let me give you a real-life example. Mark went out with a woman. He made a steady income, had good shape, decent social proof, but he had a habit of always being available. Right when she texted, he answered. Right when she suggested dinner, he moved the moment. He presented value, but he never protected it. He soon found the relationship faded. She lost interest. He changed. He still answered her, still showed up, but he insulated his value. He had times blocked off. He had friends. He had nights he was unavailable. The result? She began reaching out more. She began asking more. She began valuing his time. His value became invisible first, then visible. This rule moves you from "I need you" to "you want me." That subtle shift flips the dynamic. And the research on relationships shows that emotional detachment and strategic distance correlate with more control in the interaction. Rule 3. Frame control is the unseen battlefield. In any interaction, someone is holding the frame. Someone is determining the context, the meaning, the energy. If you don't hold it, someone else will, and you'll play their game. Frame control means you set the tone. You decide whether this is casual, serious, playful, or detached. You decide how involvement happens. You decide how you'll respond to what happens. It's not about being domineering, it's about being centered, consistent, emotionally unmoved. Here's how it plays out. Sarah texts you, "Hey, big plans this weekend?" Instead of replying immediately and diving into planning, you respond with a short affirmation and then pivot. Yes, big plan. I'll tell you Sunday how it went. That tiny turn says, I have a schedule. I have other priorities. I'll decide whether you're in them. That sends a message. Frame control isn't manipulation of lies or coercion. It's internal sovereignty. It's the man who doesn't let his emotional state sway his schedule. It's the walkaway power. Remember, people don't just want value. They want a stable container for value. Be that. Rule 4. Detachment triggers desire. When you get emotionally entangled too soon, you share losses, you share needs, you share fears. What you actually do is reduce your value. You put your vulnerability in front of someone who hasn't earned the right to hold it. The 4th rule says, cultivate detachment. Not indifference, not cruelty, but discipline. Emotional neutrality gives you clarity, and clarity gives you power. Imagine you go on 3 dates. On the 3rd date, you talk about your ex, your insecurities, your fears of being alone. Guess what happens? The attraction drops. Because now you're not the challenge. You're the project. But if instead you keep your self-worth intact, you show your strengths, share your story, but keep the mystery, the woman begins to wonder. You're not emotionally free for her sake. You're emotionally free for your sake. That freedom becomes attractive. Here's a Stoic line that fits beautifully. He who is brave is free. Remember that. Because when you detach from the need of an outcome, you are free to choose. Rule 5. Power is invisible until it is fierce. The 5th rule, you don't announce your power, you embody it. You don't say, look what I can do, you live it. You don't show desperation, you show standards. You don't plead for validation, you validate yourself. James was divorced. He worried about dating again. He worried about rejection. He played safe. He played nice. Women respected him, but he didn't feel the spark. Then he shifted. He stopped apologizing for wanting quality. He stopped over-texting. He stopped being available. He went out for his hobbies. He hospitalized his time. He made friends outside dating. And when he did date, he brought calm, presence, clarity. He became the man with a life. She became part of his life. She didn't carry it. She entered it. That shift made her ask more. She leaned in. She sought him. Power is invisible until it's fierce. That means your goals matter more than her approval. Your frame matters more than her reactions. Your values matter more than the immediate outcome. Silence as signature. Value that's invisible first. Frame you control. Detachment you hold. Power you live. These 5 hidden rules don't promise you'll force anyone to beg you. They promise you'll become the kind of man who's sought, valued, respected, seen. The kind of man who lives on his own terms. And by doing that, creates desire, not desperation. Every day you apply these, you're rewriting your relational code. You're shifting from playing by rules you didn't know to mastering the hidden ones. Today you learned something few men are willing to admit. You've been fighting the wrong war. You've been trying to earn attention from the outside, when the power always started inside. You've been giving your value away before you felt it. You've been letting the frame slip from your control, but now you hold the blueprint. You hold the game changer. The 5 hidden rules don't make you perfect. They make you aware. They awaken your inner strategist. They restore your dignity. They shift desire to you rather than away from you. If you found this valuable, hit like. If you're ready to commit to the challenge, subscribe and join our tribe of men who refuse to settle for being undervalued. And comment below. What's one moment this week when you held your silence instead of your words? Let's share that experience, learn from each other. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up for yourself. This is Selvo Stray, where silence becomes strength.